Imagine a world, 3,000 years ago, a world of magnificent empires, bustling cities, and vast trade networks connecting peoples from Greece to Egypt, all the way to Mesopotamia. This was the Late Bronze Age, a golden era of civilization. The Egyptians built their grand temples at Karnak. The Hittites forged an empire from iron-willed armies. And the Mycenaeans of Greece, the heroes of Homer's tales, sailed the Aegean in their mighty ships. It was an interconnected, globalized world, not so different from our own. But then, in the span of a single generation, it all came crashing down. Welcome, history lovers! Today, we're diving into one of the most profound and mysterious events in human history, the Late Bronze Age collapse. Around 1200 BC, this vibrant network of civilizations didn't just decline, it disintegrated. Great cities were abandoned, writing systems vanished, and entire populations were displaced. For centuries afterward, Greece plunged into a dark age, a time from which we have almost no written records. The mighty Hittite Empire was wiped off the map forever. Even the seemingly invincible Egyptian New Kingdom was brought to its knees, surviving only as a shadow of its former self. So, what happened? How could such advanced societies collapse so suddenly and so completely? For a long time, historians were baffled. Early theories pointed to a single culprit. Maybe it was a massive earthquake storm, a series of catastrophic quakes that toppled cities across the region. And there is evidence for this. Archaeological digs have revealed destruction layers consistent with earthquakes in places like Mycenaean and Troy. But could earthquakes alone explain the abandonment of entire regions and the fall of empires? Probably not. It was just one piece of a much larger, more terrifying puzzle. Another major suspect was a group of mysterious marauders known only from Egyptian records as the Sea Peoples. These were confederations of warriors who swept down from the sea, raiding and burning cities along the coast of the eastern Mediterranean. Inscriptions from the pharaoh Ramesses III describe them vividly. They laid their hands upon the lands as far as the circuit of the earth, their hearts confident and trusting. They attacked Anatolia, Cyprus, and the Levant, leaving a trail of destruction. They even tried to invade Egypt itself. The Sea Peoples were undoubtedly a massive disruptive force, but again, were they the cause of the collapse, or just a symptom of it? Where did they even come from? And why did they suddenly start raiding? This is where the story gets really interesting. Because modern science has revealed a powerful, invisible hand at play: climate change. By studying ancient pollen, lake sediments, and tree rings, scientists have discovered that around 1200 BC, the Mediterranean experienced a prolonged and severe period of drought. For civilizations built on agriculture, this was a death sentence. Less rain meant failed harvests, which led to famine. Starving populations can't support large armies, specialized craftsmen, or a ruling class. They get desperate. This widespread drought likely created a domino effect. Think about it. Famine weakens a state from the inside. People start to migrate, looking for food and water. This internal chaos makes empires vulnerable. Perhaps these migrants and refugees were the very people who became the Sea Peoples, driven from their homes by hunger and desperation, turning to piracy and raiding just to survive. A starving society can't afford to import copper and tin to make bronze, the very material that defined the age and equipped its armies. The complex trade networks, once a source of strength, now became a critical weakness. When one part of the network failed, say, the tin mines in Afghanistan became inaccessible, the entire system seized up. So, it wasn't one single thing. It was a perfect storm. Imagine you're a farmer in Mycenaean Greece. For years, the rains have been failing. Your crops are withering. Your king still demands tribute to fund his army, but you have nothing to give. You hear stories of strange ships appearing on the coast, burning neighboring towns. The trade ships from Egypt and the Levant that used to bring grain and exotic goods no longer arrive. There's fear, uncertainty, and hunger everywhere. The complex system that supported your life is breaking down. And it's happening all at once. This is what archaeologists call a systems collapse. It's when multiple, interconnected crises hit simultaneously, creating a feedback loop that accelerates the disaster. Climate change caused famine. which caused mass migration and social unrest, which disrupted trade and led to warfare. Each problem made the others worse, until the entire edifice of Bronze Age civilization crumbled. The aftermath was stark. In the centuries that followed, the population of Greece may have dropped by as much as 90%. The art of writing was lost. Grand palaces were replaced by small, impoverished villages. It was a reset for civilization. But, like a forest fire clearing the way for new growth, the collapse eventually paved the way for something new. Out of the ashes of the Bronze Age, the Iron Age was born. New peoples, like the Phoenicians and the early Greeks of the Archaic period, rose to prominence. They developed new technologies, new forms of government like the city-state, and new writing systems, like the alphabet, which were simpler and more accessible to everyone. The world that emerged was different, more decentralized, and in some ways, more resilient. The story of the Bronze Age collapse is more than just a fascinating historical mystery. It's a sobering cautionary tale for our own interconnected, globalized world. It shows us how fragile civilizations can be, and how factors like climate change, resource scarcity, and mass migration can create a cascade of crises that can unravel societies with terrifying speed. By understanding how these ancient civilizations fell, we can hopefully learn valuable lessons about how to protect our own. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. What do you think was the biggest factor in the collapse? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. See you next time.